Battle for Bikini Bottom, a cult classic that brought us...
Don't ask questions you aren't prepared to handle the answer to!
That got a remake that was aptly named Rehydrated. Thank you. My daughter came up with it. With Rehydrated's release, people have found a way to speedrun the game sub 2 minutes. You speedrunners are actually insane. I wonder if you guys have fun playing games. And then... the video game journalist happened.
The only problem is that during SpongeBob's wind-up animation for bowling, he walks forward. That means you fall off of the button, which closes the gate and prevents you from bowling the bubble where you intended.
It's Cuphead all over again. All you have to do is use the bubble bowl slightly further back. How dense can you be? My nephew could do this. And he isn't even born yet! Video game journalists aside, I feel like it's my duty as a self-proclaimed pro gamer yeah, that, to talk about Rehydrated, because I'm good at video games. I rest my case. If you've played the original Battle for Bikini Bottom, then you'll know what the plot is all about. But for all of you lily-livered scallywags, I shall go over the plot. Plankton creates robots to take over Bikini Bottom, but forgot to flip the obey switch. And now the robots are running amok, so SpongeBob feels the need to stop them, because he thinks it's his fault. There you go. And that's the plot. That's it. Accompanied with a simple story is a simple gameplay. It's a collectathon platformer where you get to play as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy, with all three of these characters having different gameplay styles. SpongeBob uses an assortment of bubble abilities and his fishing net as his normal attack. Patrick is capable of picking up and throwing either enemies or these watermelon and the freezing fruit that can be used to get to certain areas. And then there's Sandy, probably the most fun character to play as out of the three. Sandy can use her lasso to glide around after double jumping, or use her lasso to swing around like she's Spider-Man. Spider-Man! However, it can be finicky in some places. Aside from these mechanics and core gameplay aspects, this is still a collectathon game, so what are we collecting? Golden Spatula and Dirty Socks! The golden spatulas are more important than the socks since they're needed to open up new levels to traverse. However, if you bring Patrick his socks, for every 10 pairs you bring back, he'll give you a golden spatula. Patrick's socks aren't the only way to obtain these golden spatulas though. In the overworld, there will be locations where golden spatulas are located and you'll have to find a way to get to them. Also in the overworld is Mr. Krabs, where you trade him shiny objects so he can give you a golden spatula. So just keep coming back here, giving him shiny objects to... Yes, bleed my pockets dry, you crabby fuck. A majority of the golden spatulas that you'll find will primarily be within the levels you'll be exploring. Some of them are just lying around in the world waiting to be picked up, while others require you to do certain objectives for someone, and in return, they'll reward you with a golden spatula. Some of these can be a bit of a chore to get, like with Sand Mountain, Squidward wants you to get rid of all the robots at the bottom of all three slopes, and he'll give you a golden spatula for each one you clear. When you go to a slope, you'll run into Mrs. Puff, Bubble Buddy, and Larry. If you beat their times, they'll give you a golden spatula, which seems simple enough, and then Larry fucking Lobster. And this stupid slope can piss off. This slope was so infuriating. I still haven't cleared it yet, but I keep getting close, and each time I fail, I feel like I'm gonna go fucking mental. Did that fish just dab? If I see another fish dab on me, I'm ending it. And speaking of ending it, Kelp Forest. This level sucks. Massive whale penis. This level has given me a newfound hate for kelp. Mrs. Puff asks you to go and find 6 of her missing campers, and after I found 3 of them, I got sidetracked, then forgot entirely about them, and then I ran into Barnacle Boy. Barnacle Boy needs your help to find these crystals for some superpower, and you'd think this sounds simple, right? Wrong. You gotta go and do a part of SpongeBob up until you run into a part that requires Patrick's assistance. So, you go back to the bus stop, switch to Patrick, and do the Patrick bit, then run back to the bus stop to switch to SpongeBob and to do a part only SpongeBob can do. Then, you run into another part that only Patrick can help with, and you keep going back and forth like this for what feels like a fucking eternity. After eventually leaving this hellish cave, you'll talk with Mermaid Man and he wants you to try and beat his time going down the slope. This slope is a pain in the ass simply because I can't tell what the fuck is coming up, because the camera is at a weird angle that makes it impossible to predict what's coming up. Is it a jump? Is it a turn? I can't fucking tell because I can't see shit! If you jump too high or too close to of the kelp will get hit and fall off. And the green. The amount of fucking green. Everything looks meshed together. As you can tell, there will be some levels that are an absolute pain in the ass to deal with, while others are pretty simple to go through. These levels do have a lot of charm put into them though. There are lots of references from the TV show within some levels that you won't notice unless you look around. The reference in Rock Bottom with SpongeBob missing the bus to Bikini Bottom, certain paintings in SpongeBob and Squidward's house like belongs in the trash, and my favorite reference was Caveman Patrick that I actually just saw in the corner of my eye. There it is! You can really tell that they put a lot of love and care into this game and made it a very well-made remake of the original, and it really shows. Out of all of the things in this game that I absolutely adore and love, there is one particular mechanic in this version that I hate, which is the bungee mechanic. Now, the bungee mechanic is something that only SpongeBob can do, and this can be used to get shiny objects, golden spatulas, or even socks if they're in that bungee path. The camera for the bungee is jarring, and it gives me a headache. This is really noticeable at the C needle. Nearly everywhere else is fine for the most part. Out of all the remasters and remakes as of late, this one was a nice blast from the past, and the nostalgia really does hit hard, even as soon as the game even started with the music. While we're at it with remaking some old classics, how about we remake some more, yeah? How about games like Nicktoons Unite, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, freaking Sly Cooper, Over the Hedge on PS2. There are quite a few old PS2 games that I personally loved playing and would love to see them remade. What do you think, Generic Fish from Bikini Bottom? What would you want to see remade?